What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy.
And I'm Jade.
Together we are the Cunninghams. And
Yes.
so we are excited to be back with you for episode 2. Even though we got a bunch of other old episodes, this is the new episodes. This is new too.
I'm
Right?
confused.
Anyway. But we're excited to have you back on the podcast and excited that you clicked on the next one, or it's automatically playing, in which case you just stay on it.
Just stay there.
Just stay there. But today, whenever you listen to this, we're going to talk about parenting.
Parenting.
Maybe you've heard of it, but it's fun stuff. So we're excited to talk about it. We have been parents for about 11 months, correct?
Okay. We need to have some math lessons. Okay.
Okay, again, we're doing this podcast just like we did the first episode. We're doing it when our baby's sleeping
bedtime.
at bedtime. 11 months. Teddy just turned 1. I meant 13 months,
Yes,
but
yes.
instead of adding, I subtracted.
You subtracted, yes. Okay.
I should not be a
13
parent.
months,
I should not be a
months.
parent, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And this
Okay.
is a call for help.
You fixed it.
I fixed it. 13 months. So basically, we have everything figured out.
Yeah, we know everything.
We know everything. Nothing can be a curveball.
That's right.
And so, no, we know nothing. This kid's wild. Life is wild, stressful, beautiful, tears, joy, happiness, sadness, nostalgia, just all the things all at once.
All the things.
And so, I am a softie by nature. Having a baby has done nothing but amplify that. And so I cried everything he does. Yesterday he was playing with the vacuum. He loves the vacuum. We call it the Blue Dragon. And he loves watching it go and all this kind of stuff. And he was playing with it. And we literally sat on the corner of our bed and watched him for 15 minutes
We
and
did.
with tears in our eyes.
It was precious.
He was precious. And he was just pulling the cord, falling over the cord, walking back. And so, but
Everything he does is cute.
everything he does. Parenthood is beautiful. All the things are true. Nothing prepares you for it. It's the most magical human experience you could ever have. And so it's really special. But so we want to talk about our parenting journey thus far.
Thus far.
And it goes way back until we weren't parents. And so, but we got married coming up on 7 years. And I think early on, we were definitely seen in our group of friends and our family as the people who did not want kids. And so,
Yeah, it's interesting.
and I don't know how that happened, but
I was going to say, I think we always knew we were going to have kids at some point. Honestly, people thought we just weren't going to have kids.
yeah,
I don't know if we ever really stated that.
I don't think so, especially in church culture. If you're in the South or you go to church or any of those kind of things, as soon as you're married, it's so true. The questions start coming up. When are you gonna have a little one? What are you gonna, that's it's always about moving to the next stage. And I don't think we like those questions.
Yeah.
I don't think we liked people.
We probably, I probably didn't answer them well, or maybe
Yeah.
I answered them that came across that
Sarcastic.
we were never going to have kids.
Jerkish,
But
yeah.
honestly, we always knew at some point we're going to have kids. In fact, if you listen to our first episode, you know that I wanted to finish college before Jeremy proposed, and we dated for 7 years. So when we got married, we kind of always had a plan that we were going to wait 5 years. So we just thought 5 years was a great number.
Yeah.
Just to be married, just to be us, to focus on career.
Yeah.
And so we kind of always had like an unspoken
Yeah.
thing that it was going to be 5 years before we had a child.
And as those 5 years kind of started getting closer, it was like, okay, it's going to be a every year decision. It's like this year we look at each other at the start of the year. It's like, I don't think this is a year. And
Yeah, just to like make sure we were still on the 5 year track. And we're not easily like swayed. I know sometimes if your friend group is having kids, which was us, people, not that you can be swayed by that, but there could be some pressure or like, hey, should we? But I really feel like every time it came up in the conversation, we were like, oh, we're still on the the 5-year plan. The 5-year plan.
Yeah. And it was getting close to, in 2021, we had just had, obviously, COVID was a thing. Teddy was not a COVID baby, but we were just coming off all that just craziness in the world, but ended up being a really positive year in our business, positive year in our life, I felt like. And so one day, it was right before October or so, right before our anniversary.
The 5-year anniversary.
We I think, looked at each other one day, and I don't remember who asked it first or anything. One of us looked at the other one and said, I think I want to have a baby. And the other one was like, yeah, me too. And that was basically it. The decision was made, and
the decision was made.
We, had a baby. We did the things required to have a baby.
Have a baby.
And so we found out pretty darn quickly.
Yes,
that,
pretty darn quickly.
And I think we both thought it would take a little longer.
Yeah.
But we went to the doctor, or we took a home pregnancy test.
And so...
Yeah, we had one negative, right? Before.
Yeah, so we had like a fluke. I think in October, I ended up getting sick at school.
Oh, yeah.
I was at Carlon. Is that what you were thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing Carlon for all those teachers who know what I'm talking about. So I'm in the hall with the kids, and I literally have to duck into a classroom because I got sick. And so when I got home, I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm like the person who can eat anything and not get sick. So it was just super weird. And we took a test, and it was negative, and I'm like, okay, it was just a fluke.
It was just a fluke. It was just like in our heads.
Yeah.
And then
so that was October. And then November, it was like 2 days before Thanksgiving, November 2021. And I honestly don't think we had any inklings. I hadn't been sick or anything. And I don't know whose idea it was to take a test.
I can't remember.
I really don't remember. But I do remember I took the test and I would not look at it.
Yeah, you were like so nervous or something.
And I remember saying too, like, it's negative. Like, I'm not going to look at it. You just look, you look at it.
And so I was actually the first person to look at it. It was positive. Yeah. And so we flipped out. It was awesome. It was a beautiful moment. We went to the doctor.
I think I said, like, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying.
We went to the doctor. Speed this long. We went to the doctor. And fun fact for all the adults out there, we discovered, because now technology can tell you almost the exact time you got pregnant. We discovered it was our anniversary night.
Wow. Did you really just say that?
I just said that. And so,
which would be
October 22nd.
5 years exactly.
I didn't think about that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
We've literally had this conversation. You forgot.
I forgot. So that's crazy. And so, but I remember that night, and I'll walk you through it now. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know where you're going now.
I'm just kidding. I do remember we had just read something about if you're having a date night that you should.
Dude, do not.
This is a marriage podcast. People
my
need to know.
grandmother might listen to this
Your
podcast.
grandmother don't know how to listen to podcasts.
Yes, she does.
To be intimate before you go to dinner, because after dinner you'll get tired. So we did that.
Yeah.
And we made a baby. It's beautiful. Are you uncomfortable now?
A little bit. We may have to cut that segment.
No. And so we found out we were pregnant. And so it was just an awesome time. We held on to it for the longest time, and decided to tell all our friends and family on Christmas Day of 2021.
Yeah, so we actually went to the doctor to confirm everything. Beginning of September, I think around the 12th. What did I
September?
say?
November.
No.
December.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. It's 9 o'clock at night.
Words are hard, and mom brain is real. So yeah, took the test in October, confirmed it in. I'm still messing it up. We should cut this whole segment.
Not. What are you talking about?
We took a test in November.
Yeah, December we confirmed it.
Yeah.
And December 25th we
told it all our friends and family.
We told our friends and family.
That's it.
And so it was just a beautiful thing, beautiful time. Everybody was really excited and all this kind of stuff. So
Surprised everybody.
Surprised everybody. And everybody thought we were the people who were not having kids.
Yeah.
We were going to wait forever and not have them. And so it was really a surprise for a lot of people. And so it was really special. And so our whole, just pregnancy, Jade had a great pregnancy, weren't sick a lot. And so everything was going well with baby. And I decided, I think I talked Jade into it.
Correct.
That we were not going to find out the gender of our baby. And so I always wanted to do that. I thought, there's no other time in history in your life that you can be this surprised. And so I talked Jade into it. And how do you think it turned out?
I have absolutely no regrets about doing that. It was seriously so special. And I know a lot of people, when I say that we waited to find out, would say oh, I just couldn't do that. I have to be prepared. But I tell Jeremy, at no point did I feel unprepared. Our nursery was ready. We had gender neutral clothes. I think deep down I knew it was going to be a boy, but
So I was convinced, and I apologize to Teddy now because while he was in the womb, I just thought he was a little girl. I talked to him like a little girl and stuff.
And you're so good at convincing. At first, I'm like, it's a boy. Well, Jeremy had convinced me so much that it was a girl.
He just knew it was a girl.
He just knew it. And I will say, I did have 3 dreams that it was a girl. So I kind of was like, okay, well, that'd be really cool. So I kind of switched to being a girl.
And so
fast forward,
but right before Teddy comes into the world.
Yeah.
I want to speed this up because I want to talk about parenting. But Jade had a great pregnancy up until we were going to take a baby moon.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first time I'd heard about this. You're supposed to go on vacation as a couple for the last time before the baby. Problem is, Jade was 8 months pregnant.
36 weeks.
We were on our way to the beach, leaving Birmingham, Alabama. We were in almost to downtown Birmingham going through, and Jade had been feeling a little nauseous that morning, but we didn't think anything of it. It's just, baby, car ride, all this kind of stuff. And then our car completely shuts down, our Kia Soul. Never buy one, by the way. Our Kia Soul completely shut down, would not crank, nothing. And so Jade's dad, my father-in-law, drives out, lets us borrow one of their cars to still go on the baby men.
Yeah.
Right? And so
let's just say it should have been a sign right there that we should have
stopped.
Went home.
And then so we load everything in the car on the side of the interstate. We drive off. I get the car towed back. And so not only are we stressing about that call, knowing that we got a baby coming in a month, we are going to have to obviously fix this car. And
our whole trip, you're on the phone with tow companies. And it had to be
there was a
taken
recall
to this place.
Yeah, this place can't do it.
So just the whole time.
On the way there, we pulled over no less than 12 times.
Yeah.
For Jade to hurl on the side of the road.
True. It got to the point where I'm like, don't even stop at the gas station. Just pull over.
Pull over. I mean, you were puking all the way up until we got to the condo.
Never been that sick.
It was miserable. We get to the condo. I find out that there's a recall on the car. They're going to, the whole engine's done. We're stressing, but they're going to fix it. Allegedly, that leads into a whole nother story. But, and so Jade's sick. We're at the beach. We're beachfront. It's a most beautiful place we've stayed at the beach. And Jade's she cannot get out of bed. And so
I can't even get out of bed.
I'm trying to be a good husband and take care of her, and but the beach is calling my name, and so we're just the first day was just a wash. Mm-hmm. Jade was going to sleep, and then the next day we try to go to the pool, and Jade's all dressed. We're all out there and everything, and Jade lasts 5 minutes, and she's hurling in the bath.
So, it did not last.
That entire trip, we spent one evening on the beach for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And so we got back. The car
spent a whole lot of money.
We come back. The car's destroyed. Engine. We had to get a whole new engine. This was one of the saddest things for Jade at the hospital. We did not have a car. That was our only car. And the other was a truck, my 2-seater truck. So it's really not good for a pregnant woman or bringing a baby home. So it was crazy. We ended up borrowing. Thank God we borrowed a car from my brother, but it wasn't our car. It was, a little. You had to flip the seat. It was one of those things, and so it was just very not how we pictured this moment.
Yeah, not the moment you pictured bringing your kid home from the hospital.
But
it's okay.
Oh, that was good. We got there. Have the baby. Baby's coming. Pretty easy labor for me. I don't think
so easy for you.
No, it was seriously the most stressful thing for me. There was no sleep, and I know it was for you too. I'm not trying to take away from that, but it was like a stressful thing. But
let's get to the good part about
the good part.
Teddy coming in. Did we say his name?
Yeah, we said it a bunch of times.
Oh.
People know.
I don't remember.
It's only our moms listening to this.
That's true.
So Teddy comes into the world. We did not know.
We did not know the
obviously,
gender.
it was a gender. The doctor didn't know. Nobody. The doctor.
Nobody knew.
That's the rule. Nobody knows in that room what it is, so nobody messes up.
Yeah, it was super fun because right before baby came, we all took our final guesses, so that was super fun.
Yep.
I think we were both saying girl.
Yep.
At that point, and then I just had this movie moment in my head where the baby's born, and the doctor, I don't know, just like holds them up like.
Yep.
Like Lion King, and it's just like, it's a girl or it's a boy.
Like we had this, I totally had that.
I don't
moment
know.
in my
I just
head.
had that in my head,
and
instead,
they took him out,
different.
And rushed him over, to clean the baby and all the stuff they do.
No, I had him.
You had it, yeah. They wrapped him up and put him on your chest, like they do. I think I even got my camera out and filmed a few seconds of that.
And you cut the cord.
Cut the cord. And the baby was on your chest.
Yeah.
I filmed it.
And
that entire time, we did not
look to see
down the area to see what it was.
And I think like when the doctor didn't say anything, I'm like, okay, Jeremy's going to cut the cord, and then he's going to tell me.
And I was so focused on you cutting the cord, like I was just like, I didn't even look.
I was just so relieved and just soaking in that moment with my new baby that I didn't think to ask.
And so they took the baby over, and when
the nurse takes the baby,
they
over.
have a blue and a pink toboggan,
and they had a blue and a pink card to write the name.
And so one of the nurses was like, "Oh, wait a second," and she realized that nobody said anything. She's like, "Y'all don't know what this." And she was like, "Do you want to know?" And I was like, sarcastically, I wanted to say, "No, we'll just wait. We'll wrap them up, just take them home and see." But they said it was a baby boy, and we just looked at each other, and tears flowed, and it was just perfect.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
It wasn't the movie moment, but it was just even better.
And so,
we had a 7-pound, 5-ounce baby boy, Theodore Witt Cunningham, who we call Teddy.
And Teddy, man, everything went great with pregnancy and stuff. Teddy did have to go to the NICU for a couple of days, which God bless any of you who have ever had to do that. We had to do it just
spend the whole podcast on.
Yes, we just did that for like 3 days, and some of the best people you ever met. I know some of you have just had that story for so long, and where you were there for a long time, and all this kind of stuff. God bless you for dealing with that. But but Teddy was fine. We got out. We got home. Life has just been a whirlwind ever since. And so the moments truly do pass so fast. And so it has been a year and a month into this parenting thing. I don't know if we're good at it. Teddy is still alive. He's gaining weight. He gets changed, right? So I think we're pretty good at it. But yeah.
I think we're pretty great at it.
Yeah. And he's the best. And so nothing prepares you for that kind of love.
He's literally the best.
He is.
I know everybody says that about their child, but he's the
best.
Haven't.
We have the best. He lives here. And so there's no doubt about it, but it's been so great. So I wanted to ask you, as we kind of segue into the parenting side of this thing, before we wrap up, how has parenting been so far? And along with that question, has it been different than you thought it would be, and how so?
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot for my brain. Can you say it one more time?
How has parenting been so far?
Yeah.
And is it different than what you thought it would be? And if so, how's it been different?
So far it's been amazing. I wouldn't change a thing. It's been better than I could ever dream or imagine. Teddy's better than I could dream or imagine. It's just been awesome. And is it different than I imagined? Is that the next part?
Mm-hmm. Is it different than you thought it would be?
I don't think so.
I don't know. We pictured the baby and all this, but once you see him, you forget all that. You're like, I could have never pictured you any different. I don't know. And then, but I mean, to answer that same question, like, yes, it's been amazing. Has it been different? I don't know. I guess we didn't really know what to expect.
The different part, I can say this.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't selfish people, but when for 5 years or 7 years.
It was just us.
It was just 7 years of dating and then 5 years of being married, it just being us. Obviously, you have to become way less selfish. I mean, we don't get to just up and go to the movies.
We talked about that. Like, we didn't go to a movie, and we were like every month movie people.
Yeah.
A couple of times a month sometimes. And
went to movies a lot.
And we just didn't do that for like the first year of Teddy's life. So
so I think that for not having that freedom that you had.
Yeah.
I know I've seen memes and jokes about how like, oh, now you have to ask your parents for permission again to go on dates. But it's like
funny,
true.
Actually. Yeah, that is true.
You know, just having to schedule out dates and stuff where we used to just be very spur of the moment. Like, hey, let's go to movies tonight. So I would say that's the most different part because I think we just had so much freedom to do whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And I guess if you have children as soon as you get married, that's just kind of the life you know.
Mm-hmm. But we had not known that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
So, and that leads to my next question. Like, what's been the biggest change in your life since then? Obviously, when you had Teddy, you left school, teaching. And so you were at home for the first time ever, but also had a baby. And so how's that change been?
Yeah. I mean, I guess my whole world did kind of change. I mean, being a mom, but I think the biggest thing was, not going to a workplace every day and being home. And obviously we work from home too. We'll get into more of business and things in a later podcast, but I would definitely say that was the biggest change for me is going to a workplace every day, working for somebody, being around coworkers.
And now you're here with just a baby.
Now you're just a baby. So just, figuring out a new routine. And I'm not a person to just sit home all the time. I like a routine. And so just figuring out what works for me and Teddy and you and just learning how to work from home and learning how to be a mom. So, that's the biggest change.
Well, hey, you're crushing it.
Thank you.
And so, what has been your favorite part about parenting and what is your least favorite part? And you had to answer honestly.
These are hard.
These aren't hard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. I love everything about parenting.
Sure. What's the top? I mean, like mine is, every stage that he gets in, like he started walking around his first birthday, but now he prefers walking over crawling. Mm-hmm. And that happened in a course of 30 days. And it's like, holy crap. And so that's like that's been the absolute favorite part. I
was thinking about this. I love watching him. And like you said, how we just watch him play with the vacuum. And I literally love to watch him chew. I know that's the weirdest thing ever because people hate when people chew, but watching Teddy chew is the most adorable thing.
He's had teeth since he was like 4 months old.
Yeah, it's like he's had teeth forever. And he's just like the cutest chewer. And I love to just sit in the rocking chair in his room and just watch him play. I just love to be like, what are you thinking about?
Yeah.
And everything you do is just adorable.
They really are enamored with every little thing.
It's just cool.
So what's been
to watch
your least favorite thing?
My least favorite thing is the lack of sleep because if you know me,
bro,
I love my sleep.
I think this affected you. Well, so here's how it went.
This is the hardest part.
That's the hardest part for you, definitely. Now, it hit me like, first of all, I'm a morning person. Jade's not. I'm excited to get up in the mornings and immediately, if I could immediately wake up and start working, I would. That's when I'm most productive, all that kind of stuff. And so Jade's the opposite. And so I think it definitely hits you hard. Now, I felt early on, like the first 3-4 months of Teddy's life, I was going overboard. And I don't know if other dads experienced this, but I was going overboard. I was like, if he made a noise, I was up. If he rustled, anything like that, I was going to let you sleep and I was going to be the one up. And I think that here a point where I was like, this is killing me. You really do. First of all, you realize that you can function without a lot of sleep.
It's weird.
And secondly, but I remember crashing, and I remember like all of a sudden I wouldn't hear the baby anymore. And it just I crossed the line and I just wasn't hearing him. And I was sleeping through the night and all this kind of stuff. And I remember you saying like, what happened? Like at the start of this thing, you were so helpful. And I was like, it's not intentional. It's literally like, I don't know if it's a male thing or what, but it like in my brain shut off. And I was just sleeping through the night without even, he could be screaming and I wouldn't hear him.
Yeah, like we started off getting up together.
Yeah.
Early on, like we, especially when he was just days and weeks old, we would get up together every time he needed to feed or change a diaper because we were just like, oh, obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the sleep.
The sleep hit.
Deprivation, I was trying to think of the word, hit. And yeah, I think as a mom, you literally learn to sleep with your ears tuned in.
It's totally true.
And I can hear him make any little peep if he's in the room with us or if he's in his room. So yeah, Jeremy, I would get frustrated with him because even now he doesn't hear Teddy I do.
No, I don't. And I'll hear him now. He's a little louder now, but you definitely have a sixth sense about it. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
Well, I will say this: we're pretty. I mean, I feel like there's so much to discuss, but even now, every now and again he'll sleep through the night, but we've just kind of worked it out between ourselves that I will get up with him through the night, and Jeremy is a morning person. So if Teddy wakes up at 5:30, 6, whatever time Teddy may wake up, usually that's when Jeremy takes over until I get a few extra
diapers,
hour or something like that.
Bottle, all that kind of stuff.
So that's nice.
What has been the most, you've probably already answered this, but what's been the most surprising thing? Like, let me ask it this way. We can answer each other's. So what's been the most surprising thing watching me be a dad? And I'll answer what's been the most surprising thing about you being a mom.
Oh, I love watching you be a dad.
Why?
Because y'all are so cute together.
Oh, my buddy.
Dads just play differently, and it's fun.
Yeah. You already accused me of being too rough with him.
Yeah, Jeremy's already too rough with him, but Teddy loves it.
Yeah.
Like, Dad can pretend body slam Teddy, and Teddy's dying laughing.
When we figured out that works with this kid, like I could drop an elbow on him, and not real, so don't call anybody. A fake elbow. And it's like the greatest thing ever. Like, he loves it.
He loves it. He loves being wild. I don't know, just seeing y'all together melts my heart. Anybody who knows Teddy knows he is a daddy's boy. But
now he's saying one word and he says it 1,000 times a day, and it's mama.
Yeah.
And so he's not said dada.
But I think everything is mama, and I think you're mama, and I think I'm mama.
I got you. Yeah.
I think everything's mama. It's just a fun word for him to say. But I'm not surprised he loves you, but just watching his face light up for you is awesome to see.
Yeah.
And he does not light up the same way for me.
There's that. We read this thing about how babies, young toddler stuff, that they act up typically worse around their mom, and it's because they feel so secure and so comfortable, and it's like a normal thing, your presence.
Yeah.
So much so that they just not ignore you, but they just feel so comfortable in your presence that there's none of that. There's not these big exciting moments, and also they feel like they can just be themselves and get in trouble and all this kind of stuff. And that's totally true. And
he spends more time during the day, usually, with me. So when he sees Dad, he lights up.
Special.
You're special.
Well, you have been, I think it's the little things, just the way, God, see, and this is, we believe this, but I know this might be controversial, which is stupid, but the way a woman, a mom, cares for a baby is like the most beautiful thing ever. It's like, I can't do that. I rarely care what he wears. I rarely care what he eats, like all this kind of stuff. But watching you do that stuff, watching you like slow down and read to him and like, as a guy, there's so much pressure and all this kind of stuff for different things, and you focus on providing and all this kind of stuff. But for you to like focus on the little things with Teddy and like read to him and just feed him and try to teach him how to feed himself and all this kind of stuff, like that stuff is just awesome to watch, because it's like a part of me that I can't do the same way you do. And so
that's sweet.
Teddy's a lucky boy, though. He's got you as a mom,
and he's got you as a dad,
and so it's really beautiful
to be rough with.
Yeah, to be rough with. So, but parenting, man, it has been a fun ride. We clearly have nothing figured out. This is going to be a long journey, and so, but it's been a beautiful one. And so, navigating parenthood is something I just don't think you ever stop doing. And so, you're just constantly learning every day. But we appreciate you so much. If you made it all the way through this, thank you. I thought my voice was way more annoying than that, and so, but we are glad that you're hung on. If you will, like this, comment, give a rating. It really does mean a lot to us. Reach out to us, comment on whatever social media or anything you've seen this on. Make sure you share it on social media, and we'll be really grateful for it. And we'll catch you in the next one.
See you next time.
Appreciate it so much. This podcast is produced and recorded by Cunningham Creative. They're a mobile podcasting service helping you reach your audience wherever you are. And so if you want to find more about Cunningham Creative, you can go cunninghamcreative.online, find out more about them and what they do. And we really appreciate them. So thank you so much.